happened to Chris Colabello?
Well, that's a real head scratcher. Colabello, a guy who could not get into the Major League Baseball for many years, played in the independent league, gets a sniff with the Twins, doesn't work out. He's in the minors last year with the Blue Jays. He's tearing it up in AAA. Jays call him up. He has a really nice year. And he claims that, he doesn't know what it was that he took that gave this positive drug test. And the Blue Jays are sick.
So, Eric, that's a weak excuse.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know what I don't know what you say in this spot. I mean, I guess what a lot of players, you looked at Sharapova when she got the drug test. She said that, a lot of players use this. Like, I've been taking something that was prescribed. I've always taken it. I had no idea it was a banned substance.
Yeah.
I think that's the general excuse that we hear from players.
Yeah.
And I think Colabello was sort of saying the same thing. I've been taking the same stuff. I had no idea that what I was taking was something that was illegal.
Yeah.
No one's going to admit, like, hey, I was trying to get that edge and I got caught. No one ever says that. I can't remember a player that said it. Everyone's got an excuse. And Colabello's a nice person. I think people want to believe him that he didn't know he was doing anything wrong. But, he got the call a few months ago about it in the off season, and obviously, you look, the guy couldn't do anything this year. He couldn't hit a baseball, so you figure that probably had a lot to do with it. This was weighing on him. It was on his mind. He didn't tell a lot of the Jays organization about it. He told a few players, so they knew, and then it came down, and everyone was shocked because this just really came out of nowhere. I don't know what to think, Billy. I really don't. I've been asked about it a number of times. I think I feel bad for Chris. I don't know what his intent was. I don't know if he felt like maybe he could mask it, or if he's telling the truth that he had no idea he was doing anything wrong. I just don't know.
No, and when you look at the history of the one big year, it makes you suspicious. But
right.
If you followed Colabello like we did last year, it was a shock.
Yeah.
And then when you put the pieces together, you say, well, maybe it's not that much of a shock. But you really want it to be a mistake.
Yeah.
And as somebody said, the science doesn't lie.
But in this day and age, a lot of people put things into their body. They don't necessarily know what they're going to do, right? Like, there's so many different products out there, health products, bodybuilding products that you have no idea that there's anything in it that is banned. It's a banned substance in pro sports. Everyone from their shakes to their pills to their everything else. And I don't know. I think it would be wrong to assume because, we have no way of knowing. So you can have an opinion, but you can't really say, man, this guy's an effing cheater and he knew what he was, because you don't know that, right? But
no.
You also don't know that he's telling the truth and that he had no idea. It's but I know for the Blue Jays, it's a loss, but are you losing that much going to Justin Smoke? I mean, Smoke had trouble, obviously, with off-speed pitches. He strikes out way too much, but Colabello wasn't doing anything this year anyway, probably because he knew what was on the horizon for him.